They experimented on him when he was a kid and turned him into a god. In the darkness beneath Tokyo, wealthy elites gather in an underground arena to watch monsters tear each other apart. These creatures are called players, artificial beings engineered to have no free will, only the instinct to kill. The fights generate billions in gambling revenue because the rich love watching blood sports. But one night, something goes wrong. A new player emerges from its containment cell and slaughters the scientist monitoring it. But instead of attacking blindly, it does something no player has ever done before. It speaks. It tells another player to turn on the spectators. The arena becomes a massacre. 13 players escape into the city and vanish among humans. During the chaos, a scientist named Kanzaki flees the facility carrying a child in his arms. His boss tries to stop him, but Kanzaki claims the child is his and disappears into the night. That child was never supposed to exist. The Amagi Corporation created players as entertainment, but they also created something else. A weapon designed to hunt and destroy the monsters they made. They called it ZET. But Kanzaki believed the child deserved to live as a human. So he stole Zet from the laboratory, gave him the name Jin because it means human, and raised him as his grandson in the slums of Tokyo. The Amagi Corporation has been searching for their stolen weapon ever since. Jin is now a teenager living with Kanzaki in Undertown, the forgotten part of Tokyo where the homeless and worthless are left to rot beneath the elevated highways. No running water, no electricity, no hope, just survival. He doesn't go to school because he can't afford it. He doesn't have a job because no one hires kids from the slums. So he's turned heroism into a business. When someone's being mugged or harassed, Jin shows up and offers to help for 10,000 yen. No money, no rescue. One afternoon, a woman gets cornered in an alley by 3 thugs who make it clear they're not taking no for an answer. Jin appears on top of a wall and offers to save her for his usual fee. She's so desperate that she agrees without hesitation. Jin jumps down and destroys all 3 thugs in seconds. He moves like he's been fighting his whole life, dodging their attacks by bouncing between walls and knocking them out with precise strikes. The woman is shocked by how strong this random teenager is. Moments later, a boy named Kuga shows up in a wannabe hero outfit, mad that Jin didn't call him for backup. He starts lecturing Jin about teamwork and procedures, while his younger sister Konoha tells him to calm down. Kuga is obsessed with a TV show called Alphas, about a superhero who fights evil and protects the innocent. He's been dragging Jin on patrols around the city, pretending to be a champion of justice. Jin thinks it's stupid, but he goes along with it because Kuga is his only friend. The difference between them is obvious. Kuga sees criminals while Jin sees people in danger. Kuga wants to defeat evil while Jin just wants to get paid because he understands something that Kuga's privileged life has never taught him. Survival comes first, and justice doesn't fill your stomach. When the woman tries to pay Jin, Kuga angrily drags him away because he believes justice should never ask for a reward. Jin is still yelling for his money as Kuga pulls him along. At the park, Jin notices Konoha has a bandage on her hand and shows her his own mark, a ring-shaped symbol embedded in his palm that he calls the Angel's Ring. Kanzaki told him to hide it from everyone, but he's showing them because they're his friends. Konoha says her bandage is just a scratch, so Jin tells her to put spit on it because his grandpa taught him that humans have natural healing powers. He doesn't know how wrong he is. Later that day, the woman finds Jin and pays him the money she promised. Her name is Akemi, and she gives Jin her business card while promising to buy him food sometime. Jin pockets the money and heads home without thinking much of it. But when he arrives at Undertown, something is wrong. There's crimson everywhere. The bodies of his neighbors are scattered across the ground, so Jin's heart starts pounding as he runs toward his house. Inside, Kanzaki is slumped against the wall with wounds all over his body. Jin doesn't understand what he's seeing, because he thinks everyone is just sleeping. He rushes to Kanzaki and tries to wake him up, promising to put spit on his wounds because that's what his grandpa always taught him. But Kanzaki sighs because he knows what he told Jin was a lie. Jin asks why everyone is sleeping, and Kanzaki tells him they're not sleeping. They're gone. Jin doesn't understand what that word means, so Kanzaki uses his last bit of strength to hug him tightly and deliver his final lesson. Violence is what put everyone in their current state, and this is the result he was always warning him about. Then Kanzaki stops breathing. Jin still doesn't get it because he thinks